strongly reject and oppose the motion this House would give social service and skill training for gambling offenders rather than imprisonment. Educators, as we know, gambling refers to betting activity from offline or online activity through internet, from handphone or maybe laptop to get changed for monies. Gambling offenders are people who illegally participated at gambling activity. When gambling offenders are not given imprisonment as the punishment, this is really harmful, educators. Why? Because when gambling offenders is given social service and skill training rather than imprisonment, they can do it all over again. But when the gambling offenders get punishment, like imprisonment from what they did, they can be better rather than before. They can improve themselves, so they can save their economics, their families, and also their mental health. To make this debate clear, as the opposition team, our policy will work in 2 steps. First is gambling offenders will get punishment minimum 4 years in prison. And the second one is gambling offenders will have to pay 100 million of rupiah for their fine. Educators, I will start my rebuttal. Imagine social service and skill training for gambling offenders will work goodly, but when gambling offenders given punishment like imprisonment as their punishment, 80% of them will know the risks and the dangers if they back to gambling activity, so they will not back to gambling activity. Moreover, imprisonment can decrease the possibility of gambling offenders back again to the gambling activity. It's really dangerous when they do not give an imprisonment, because gambling activity can cause us addiction for the gamblers. So it can destroy economics, family, and also mental health for themselves. The second, it decreases the possibility of crimes in countries. Imprisonment may decrease the possibility of crimes from the offenders. This thing can prevent the offenders from returning to criminal activities such as gambling activity. For the example, in Indonesia, people who got imprisoned, 85% of them regret about what they did. We want them to go to prison. Why? Because we want them to regret about what they did. It's a really effective way to give them as punishment for gambling offenders. As the opposition team, we want the country safe from criminal activity, because criminal activity is really a negative way to live life. It's an effective way to decrease the possibility for criminality. Why? When people know when they become gambling offenders will give given punishment, 90% of them will be scared. So it's really necessary to keep in prison and not just training for gambling offenders as the punishment. It has really good impact for the countries, families, and also individuals. So, as the opposition team, social service and skill training for gambling offender is not an effective way to give as punishment. So, as the opposition team, I strongly oppose and reject the motion this House would give social service and skill training for gambling offenders